Gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you. Today we are going to talk about Paul Biya and his failed legacy for the past 42 years. We're going to focus on Paul Biya and his failed legacy in the past 42 years. So we are going to be talking about this because 6th of November is the anniversary for his coming to power since 1982. So we're going to be talking about that because somewhere you see they'll be doing what we call celebration of Paul Biya and his anniversary, okay? Celebrating failure. I don't know how these CPGM people think, right? The 95 or 100-year-old president, Paul Biya, every year he traveled to France during his anniversary. I don't think this year he's gonna do that. Last year, you remember what happened in France, where the Biya'S guys, they came and disrupt all the events, right? So this year, I don't think they're gonna try anything like that because they know they're gonna meet some resistance from the Biya'S. The Biya'S is the opposition organization there in Europe. It has some presence also in the United States. But that's what happened, and they came in and disrupted what was going on, right? That is to tell you that the country is not going well, okay? Cameroon, La Republic, after 42 years of Biya regime taking the helm of power, has failed the people, failed everything, okay? They have failed the people, they have failed the regime, they have failed anything that is considered good in that country. And some people don't understand the reason why Ambazonians started their own grievance, right? It's only later that they say, oh, these people had some reasons. But it's because to challenge Biya regime for all what he's doing, okay? We understand that the people in government are just enjoying themselves, okay? They have turned that country into something else. The land where you have, it's called La Republique du Cameroon. You have generals without qualifications. It has been turned to something else. You have professors who don't even know, without any discoveries. Politicians without any ideology, they are there in the parliament doing nothing. The wealth, a country that one man has been there for 42 years, there is wealth without prosperity. Everything is being embezzled, corrupted, and everything is gone to individual pockets. Okay? There is religion in a country without piety. There are leaders without vision, because those old people there, they are good for group homes. They are good to stay in the retirement homes, not to be in government. At that age, all of the government officers, majority of them are in their 90s, some are in their 100 already. They have turned the country into something else. The real criminals are there stealing monies, but the petty thieves are being jailed. Okay, so you have those real criminals without fear. Okay, the La Republique people don't even know their history. They don't know. They don't hail the heroes of that country. The football players, the soccer players, the basketball players, the boxers, they don't hail them. Okay, they have schools, but they don't learn anything. Okay, Most of the artists don't even sing about the country because they don't love the country. Because intellectuals are not honored. Okay, you have only a group of people who are terrorizing the country. Terrorizing the country, just put everybody there in fear. They appoint people without roles. There is hunger going on in that country. La Republic people are suffering of hunger. They only talk of emergence 2035. Emergence 2035. Before they can fix road, before they can do things, the country is going down the drain. Okay, there is no democracy. There is nothing going on. Nothing. The whole country is down the drain. Okay, there is fire on the mountain. There is the country is on the verge of collapse. Okay, a country where there's no integrity. There is no. There are billionaires without businesses. How do they make the monies? There are most of the rulers don't even have sense. They don't know what they're doing. There are heroes without sacrifices. What are they doing to the country? Nothing. The country is going down the drain. That is the legacy of Biya. The legacy of Biya. For 42 years, Biya has ruled that country in an ironclad fist. Ironclad fist. What do you expect from a man who is that age? Emergence 3035. They say they'll have to do the express highway in La Republic. That is their own emergence. But if you see what is going on there, you know that this is 42 years of disgrace. 42 years of disgrace, I'm telling you. Nothing is going on well in that country. You saw Biya when he went to when he came to the US. He's old. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Why do they leave this man? You are old. You are so. Now he's the oldest president in Africa. Oldest president in Africa. He's there doing nothing. He has no sense of doing anything. But he's allowed there. So I don't know if them allowing him there is to make a statement or what. I don't understand what they are trying to do, because he has no sense of what is happening. He's just clueless. He has no sense of what he's doing, and they are allowing him there, destroying a country that has to move in a very progressive direction. But La Republic to Cameroon is now going down the drain. It's going down the drain. It's not a country that you can say you want to trust. Corrupt people everywhere. There is mismanagement. There is misappropriation. The country leaders don't even know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, and they end up just being corrupt officials. Money goes into individual pockets. There's nothing happening there. At the end of the day, you only see people who are talking about emergence, they meet transcend emergence. They are thinking of a good country in 2035. That's when they are thinking, and they don't even have any plan to, until when Biya leaves. Then they'll start looking for way to fix the country, because the country is gone. The country is gone. The failed legacy of a man that has destroyed a country. And the worst of all is that destruction has extended into Ambazonian. For the past years that we have been with these people, we have nothing that has been built in the Republic of Ambazonia. Nothing. Everything has been destruction upon destruction of our resources, exploitation, and everything that you can think of. But that is something that you have to look at. Just imagine, someone has been president for 42 years, yet preparing his son to succeed him. Okay, this is what you call father to son relationship. Look at this him in when he came to the United States. He didn't know where he was confused. So that's why you can say you have a president and you are celebrating someone who is haggard, who has no sense of what he's doing. Come on now, listen to him.
Pourquoi je suis en vedette?
Wow, that is a president. Not even know where he was. He did not even know why he was in that conference. He, confused. Sometimes when we look at this African president, it's really sad. It's really sad that you have this kind of somebody who is at this age that needs to go and be resting is still trying to be president and is planning his son to take over. Just imagine, he has been president for that country for 42 years, yet he's preparing his son to succeed him. It is when you have this type of people in office, why don't you just advise them to go on retirement? Because their productivity is not as when they were young. We must come on. This is just common sense, right? Almost 40 years. 40 years. This is what you have now in that country called La Republic. He has destroyed that country. The human rights record is at zero. He declared war on the people of Ambazonia, killing the people, burning their houses, burning their villages, and that is what he has been doing for the past 7 years to the people of Ambazonia. But if a country can still progress, but there's failure for 42 years of his leadership, why still supporting? And these people, they will support him to win. Then what I hear is that they want to appoint Frank Biya at the Ministry of Defense, like what Ali Bongo. Ali Bongo, the father appointed him the Minister of Defense. Okay, at the presidency. That's a position they want to give Frank Biya now. They said Frank Biya is gonna be the president, the defense. So Pobia now, they'll just make Pobia to win again, and when Pobia win, then they're gonna just why Frank Biya is studying that inner circle of the defense, he's gonna just be declared president. That's a thief they want to do. The people of La Republic du Cameroon don't even know these plans. Okay, but this is the plan that they want to do. That's the plan.
Of trash at the entrance.
This is Yaoundé.
January 15, we've not.
Look at the dirtiness of Yaoundé. The people are getting stinking smells coming from across Yaoundé. That's the capital of the country called La Republic du Cameroon. Just imagine what they are going through there. It's sad, right? Yep, it's sad. But that's what the people are going through. Look at the country. That's the country. A country where there's no good infrastructure, poor road network, everything is going down the drain. The vast majority of the resources of that country now is being spent on the war declared on the people of Ambazonian, the southern Cameroonian. That is what is going on now like this. Okay, the war declared on the people of southern Cameroon. See, this is Yaoundé. 40 years of Biya. Yaoundé has been declared the dirtiest city in the whole of Africa. That's Yaoundé for you. That's Yaoundé. That's Yaoundé. And they'll come now and say they want to celebrate 6th of November, Biya anniversary. That's what they want to celebrate, right? For his success. That is Yaoundé, where the country is going down the drain, but they are celebrating the anniversary of a dictator. Okay. 42 years after the set promise, this is the same thing is going on. Human right violation perpetrated by these state actors and their impunity of La République du Cameroon. Yes, it's only in Africa. Paul Biya is 94 years old. He spent, this is 42 years in office, while in his 7th term, he's still trying to go for 8th term for another 7 years. So by the time he finishes the new term, he will be around 90, maybe 90, or 90 or 100. That's the country for you. He improvised and wasted the lives of many Southern Cameroonians by declaring the war on the people of Southern Cameroonians. He has stayed long enough to damage all the facets of both La Republic and Ambazonian combined. Yet the people are always gathering to cheer him, and they still claim to vote him. So this is the reality. But why is it that this is happening in Africa? Why? Is it because of the leniency, or what? Or because of the system of governance in Africa? But that's what is happening all the time, right? Where they don't really care about good governance, they don't care about that. All what they care is oh, this man should just stay there, and there's no accountability. Nothing, no good thing come from that type of leadership. It's only in Africa that you see this kind of leadership like this. The Europeans will conduct their normal elections. They will change office. Presidential term is 4 years. 1 year renew, more you can renew one time. They respect that. But in Africa, most African emerging democracy have not attained the basic conditions that make democracy really, really sustainable. None of them. Democracy needs a thriving, well-educated and affluent middle class to thrive. That is not happening in La République du Cameroon. Okay? None in La République. Okay? You have just people with empty stomach, without proper education, that are willing to sell their own conscience and vote for piece of meal. I'm telling you, that's what is happening in La République. The day these La République middle class people grows up, they will understand. That's the day they will understand that true democracy is coming up. But once they allow themselves to be ruled by these old haggard people, these people, then they are not ready for any true democracy, because what they are doing is just waste of time. Waste of time. Yes. It's just terrible, because I don't understand how they leave these people there to destroy a country, then the people are just watching, right? Good enough, the people of Southern Cameroon left that failed union, okay? It's a failed union. Yeah. This is what Biya'S deserves. Biya'S deserves he deserves to get
Paul Biya, faut pas pleurer. Paul Biya, faut pas pleurer.
That's how they are welcoming him.
Au champ de bataille, faut pas pleurer, je meurs pour toi. Paul Biya, faut pas pleurer. Paul Biya, faut pas pleurer. S'il m'arrive de mourir au champ de bataille, faut pas pleurer, je meurs pour toi.
History has not forgotten that Buea was the headquarters of West Cameroon. History has not forgotten that Buea was the capital of Southern Cameroon. And history has not forgotten that Buea was once the capital of German Cameroon. That is why I say that Buea is a historic town. I am proud, very proud to be in Buea. Proud to walk on the same soil like our hero.
Occidentale sous protectorat britannique. Le plus gros des populations anglophones est loin d'être rallié à la cause d'Ahidjo. Certains désirent purement et simplement leur autonomie, alors que d'autres souhaitent se rallier au grand voisin, le Nigeria. Mais Ahidjo, dont l'objectif est de faire de ce grand ensemble une nation unifiée, va mettre en place un pouvoir fort, pouvoir autocratique. Son objectif est l'unité nationale. C'est son slogan.
Camerounais, Camerounaises, l'heure de la réconciliation nationale a sonné. C'est le jour tant attendu où il faut nous débarrasser de notre orgueil, de notre égoïsme, de nos haines passées et de nos divisions.
Paul Biya, faut pas pleurer. Paul Biya, faut pas pleurer. S'il m'arrive de mourir au champ de bataille, faut pas pleurer, je meurs pour toi.
Monsieur le Président de la Cour suprême, pardon, autant pour moi, Monsieur le Président de la Cour constitutionnelle, du Conseil constitutionnel, c'est l'émotion qui m'envahit devant ce que je...
That's just an excerpt of how the country is going down the drain, so you can have a taste of it, right? The fact that you see how things are going there is just going down the drain. Okay, La République Biya. Okay, if you see the destruction, all these things, we have to consider ourselves that we are gone. Okay, we are no more part of this cacophony of regime called La République du Cameroun. Okay, look at our infrastructures. Our infrastructures are all gone. Our things are all gone. See, look at what we had. Look at. If you can tell me one of these things that still exist now, our infrastructure, everything is gone. La République du Cameroun has made us to be beggars when we had all this. Southern Cameroonians have no rights, freedom of movement. You see the harassment that is going on. Okay, Southern Cameroonians are in prison. Even the ones that just for non-possession of ID cards, they send you to prison. That if this is not enslavement, I don't understand. You see, look at those things that from Tico Airport to Seaport to POD and all these infrastructures are no more there. So this man has just been there to destroy the Southern Cameroon, because all these are things that we had them when we joined them, but today none of these things are there. Then people don't even understand this. They don't understand this, but they want us to keep smiling and having fun or doing what? The atrocities that this guy has committed, but they have failed. They have failed to do what they cannot do. When these guys are preparing to go and celebrate this old man's anniversary, I hope that they do what they did last year.
Ok. Oui, c'est bon. Oh, Yen, Asoya. Asoya.
Le vieux qui t'a grand-mère. Le vieux qui t'a grand-mère. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
So you can see that is what happened there. You saw those are the bad guys who came in and disrupted, that they don't want anything that is going to celebrate Biya'S. But this was last year images. I don't think the CPDM people want to go and celebrate that thing again, because in Europe, man, it wasn't easy for them. Yes, it wasn't easy for them. They face all the the challenge. Okay. Yes, you see, that's why you see them. You see, so they cannot celebrate it this year because they failed all the CPDM people in France that they were supporting this Biya'S nonsense. See, there was a lot of issue going on, and I don't think they want to celebrate the thing anymore because the guys were out there, you know, disrupting anything that was make these CPDM thieves being comfortable. Okay, that's what happened, and it's a good lesson because, you know, some people don't know that these people are just out there to punish the people of Southern Cameroon, and also the people of the La Republic. They are also suffering. That's why these Biya'S has taken upon themselves to make sure that anyone who want to celebrate Biya'S failure, they will not allow it. Okay, that's why you see that they were all gathered in that hall to disrupt any celebration. Okay, and that is a good thing that we see happening now, right? Where the masses are out there to speak, because if you don't do that, nobody will do that for you. Okay, we can see a lot going on where since 2016, well, Biya'S declared war. You know, we have seen all these atrocities committed on our people. Okay, we have fought for 7 years, and we are trying to look at a call for referendum, which is very logical. Okay, but it should be organized by the people of Southern Cameroon, not that referendum that happened in 1972. Okay, and the transition government will be the one to organize that. So these leaders and groups of these people who don't want to come together, how are you going to organize your referendum? Are you still gonna be, if the United Nations want to come and organize a referendum, they will need a government. They will need all these institutions to be there. Okay, they don't want groups. Groups cannot come and be representing. Okay, yes, they can form a coalition government. That is, all the groups come together, the leaders come together, and they position themselves and form a very solid coalition government. That can be like a transition government to help facilitate the organization of the referendum. Okay, but once these guys think that one group will just go and do something, I don't know what they are thinking. If they think that a group or one leader will just go and decide for 8 million Ambazonian, I don't know if that's what they think, but they should have a rightful thinking before they are thinking about that thing, the way they are trying to behave. Okay, yes, now our people don't enjoy any rights whatsoever. Okay, yes, because if you are not even allowed to have any even peaceful assembly, they'll arrest you if you even have even peaceful protest now in Ambazonian. But in La Republic, they will allow them to protest, they will allow them, then they will only disperse them. Nothing happened. In Ambazonia, you saw what happened to our people. Gruesome killing of our people without remorse. Yeah. They'll take somebody from Boya, they go and try in Yaoundé, where the person does not even understand French. The war crimes that Biya'S has committed on the people of Southern Cameroon is very criminal, and is extrajudicial execution of our civilian in the past 7 years. Okay, And we have seen that intensification of the war crimes in most parts of Ambazonian. Okay, we have had testimonies from eyewitnesses. We have had testimonies from people who saw it. Okay, and they'll tell you that most of the people killed are unarmed civilians. Unarmed civilians. Ambazonians who are not carrying any arm. Sometimes they kill you and they go and put arm, sometimes arm on your body. But those are not Ambazonians who are fighting. They are unarmed civilians. Okay, and they'll say that's why we see this criminal government causing these extrajudicial killings, and for the past 7 years, then they have the guts to ask us to stay with us. The worst of it is that if you have a family, okay, maybe extended family or whatever family, I'm just giving this example, then someone is maltreating somebody in the family. If you claim that that person is your family, or you claim that you can, even an empathetic saying you cannot do it, empathy is very important. Empathy is very important, because when we see these things happening, we don't empathize. It doesn't help, right? Yes. This is what the American Congress discussed about this. Take a listen.
Speaking region gained independence from France in 1960 and union with the southern portion of the former Mandate territory of British Cameroon the following year. The country that was formed was the Federal Republic of the Cameroon, and the national flag was adopted and had 2 stars, signaling to the world the union of 2 co-equal states under one constitution. English speakers were always a minority, however, and the political and constitutional basis under which they entered into a union eroded over time. In 1972, the then president, Abhijo, abolished the federal system of government and created a unitary United Republic of Cameroon. The flag was not changed until 1975.
Provided that the situation in Cameroon continues to decline. The tensions in the Anglophone region we know are not new. We know that people have felt disenfranchised and marginalized since the end of colonialism, but as we've heard,
their homes who cannot escape, and it's heartbreaking to see what's going on. We work in communities across this region. We have staff on the ground, and every single day I get stories. I see pictures of homes burned, of people killed. And the movement started to grow in the 90s. It still grew and it gathered some intensity. And what happened in 2016 was just another phase of the movement, when the teachers and the lawyers saw the root crisis of the problem and calling for a dialogue. The root crisis of the problem and calling for a dialogue to solve those root crises, and those were ignored. Instead, there was a lawsuit against the church to intimidate the church. It was things dropped, and the church has made many attempts. Last week I met with the various key denominational leaders. I met with the Cardinal Toomey. I met with Archbishop Cleda, who is the president of the Episcopal Council. I met with the head of the Council of Protestant Churches in Cameroon to just get an appraisal of where the church is in relation to the crisis. And they say their statements are out there. They couldn't really engage if nobody engages them. They've made many attempts to meet with President Biya, but he just ignores them.
So that's just an excerpt of what is going on, right? That's the United States Congress. But you ask yourself, what are the Congress of La Republique and those people who say they are going to represent us in the parliament? Can they not discuss this? This is American United States Congress talking about our matter. But we have those rogue there called parliamentarians who cannot even have the guts to talk on the people that they say that they represent. There's a war going on. They were talking about the atrocities, all these deaths, you have this intentional killing of our civilians in the Ambazonian regions. This is, we don't know, this is human rights violations and war crimes. We have all this massacre that happen, genocide, that has to be tried. All these government officials of the Republic that have been committing all these atrocities on our people, breaking international law, breaking international human rights laws, going against the Geneva Convention. All these are things that have to go into, they have to persecute all these guys. Okay? Yeah. That's why we are calling on the international community to know this. Okay? Because the dictator, Paul Biya, and his defense minister who are giving these orders are supposed to be tried. Killing of civilians will not resolve this crisis. They should know that. Okay? But it will only lead to the separation of Cameroon and Amazonia. Okay, we will not fail to keep lambasting on this genocide, these acts of violence, acts of genocide against our people. Okay, we are saying this because for the past 7 years we have seen gradual extermination of our people. Okay, they have been killing our people, and okay, whereas Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, and French Cameroon has no legal document binding us together. No union treaty binding both countries together under any form of union, right? So I don't understand why they are trying to forge or fraud relationship. Njumba married, as everybody calls it. We don't have any relationship. None. So anything that they are doing is just fail on arrival. Fail on arrival. Okay. When we talk of government, people think that we, they don't look at the bigger picture. In the past, our parents had 3 consecutive elections, 3 government. Our people had democratic elections, right? Before this era of in 1960s and then 1961, where we had, but the first election was in 1951. The second election was 1954. The third election was 1958. Okay, respectively. Dr. E.M.L. Ndeli became Southern Cameroon first prime minister in 1954. And during election in 1958, he was beaten by the opposition party led by J.N. Foncha. So you see the trend, right? They had election, they had government. What we used to talk about, the Joa government or the Ndeli, Foncha and Joa governments, these are governments that existed, right? If Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was the first Ghanaian president who was present to witness the smooth and peaceful handover of power to Foncha by Dr. Ndeli. So this is not a joke. Okay, if Kwame Nkrumah came to Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon, to witness the smooth transfer of power from Ndeli to Foncha. This was not a group. This was a government. In 2017, when we restored the government, did we say that we need the groups? No. The groups can come together and form a coalition government. It will not be group again. It will not be group again. So, whatever you're trying to do, this is to tell you how we had a very solid foundation. Our parents were already democratic. They had the democratic principles. Today we have people who They want independence, they want recognition, but they don't want to respect institutions that are being put in place. Then what kind of country are you trying to say you restore your what did you restore? Did you restore your groups? Did you restore your leaders? Or you restore the country Ambazonia? And our governments, our institutions are part of the restoration. Are part of the restoration. You see, so not until the French Cameroon used their thievery and all this agenda, okay, we were two separate countries. This has nothing to do with so our institutions were all destroyed, and this is why we are saying that if you don't restore what you had, stop talking about that you have restored anything. You have to restore all that was lost, and La Republic intentionally destroy these things. Some of us are just there. We want to look. If you see the West Cameroon, this is all what is there, right? Look at it. West Cameroon House of Assembly. Do you have that today? No, you don't have. West Cameroon government. Do you have that? That's what we want to restore now. Because if you don't restore it, countries will not come and recognize you. Look at all these are companies that were there. Look at all these are gone. So, something like PWD, People Work Department. It's only a football team that is left. Where is the company? The company is gone. Nothing. Some people don't understand. We are trying to do our best to, we have had several meetings with diplomats and all those. They are giving us heads up of what to do to gain the support of the international community. You people think that international community is just maybe the only come when you may the year you dream that you win the war. You dream, you are dreaming of winning the war. Right? People will never leave this fight like that without fighting back. But for the past 7 years, we have shown resistance. That's why you see France and Biya finally defeated at last, because they thought that they would crush us with, as what they say, right, 2 cubes of sugar. But that is it. Till 7 years after, we are still standing strong, standing tall. It's very, important for us to understand. But okay, so today was a very great day that we had to plan for this show, but the 6th of November is the worst day to ever celebrate, because it's a day that it takes us back of when our people started suffering from this regime. We don't want to go back to that era of enslavement, era of, okay, when we see this celebration, it only takes us back, right? Take us back. That's it. We had no relationship. French Cameroon, they had their independence in 1960, 1st of January. As this was as a nation without Southern Cameroon, they had their independence. They were not even there. We had our own government. Our people had their government. They had their own country separate. We had the United Nations voted for La Republique. They voted for their independence without Southern Cameroon and Ambazonian. We were not there. So anything happening now, the 8 million people of Southern Cameroon should be proud of themselves, having these rich national resources. That's why they are killing you people. Our agricultural products, our untapped forestry reserve and natural deep sea port and human resources are all what we are proud of. La Republic cannot take this from us. They have been exploiting our resources, fine and good. We are the indigenous people of Southern Cameroon, the never again generation who have decided to take our destiny into our own hands. Okay? Freedom or resistance forever. That is our own logo, our own motto. Yes, we cannot allow all these people to take back our freedom. Okay? Yes. The people of South Africa fought like this. They fought so hard. Many years of battle, but they finally remember in 2017, Biya, so wicked, cut off the internet. That guy, man, is really crazy. And that was when he wanted to commit that he wanted to stop that silent voice. Imagine cutting off the internet for 3 months. Man. But thank God we have social media. He was exposed and everything went out. So the use of social media is a must for this our struggle, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing for this struggle. Okay? Yes. So Biya has blocked the international organization to come and observe. You know, they have blocked journalists, they have blocked so many people. Okay, but the Biya regime has created its own militia, its own group to tarnish the image of the restoration fighters and so on and so forth. So there are crimes that have been committed by this. Like, you remember the Atanji boys, all these guys that are committing crimes, and just to tarnish the image of the restoration fighters. Okay. Yes. So it's all good. We have a crisis going on, and yeah, so it's so terrible, right? But that's the reality. So remember, this war we are fighting today cannot end in any other thing than independence, full-fledged recognition. Okay, because the people of Southern Cameroon are prepared to be. They are tired. They want to go there. They don't want to have anything to do with these people. Okay. Yes, that is why the roadmap for ending the conflict is the same as the one that we used to have. Okay, and it's the same roadmap that we are talking today. We want to go to negotiation. We want to have an agreement on paper and referendum. Those 3 things will go in that order. Okay, because the experience we have had with these people, if you don't write anything, you don't make any report, anything on a paper, then it did not happen. Most of our leaders, our parents, went to sign deals with La Republic. La Republic has never respected any of them. Never. Yeah, so we just want to thank you guys. Before I go, I want you to listen to this, man. Then we'll come back, okay?
When they are alive, do something good with the people when they are alive. Celebrate the birthdays with people when they are alive. Celebrate the achievements with people when they are alive. Do so much good to celebrate with the people when they are alive. You can hear that somebody is in hospital. You don't go and check on them. You don't even WhatsApp them to say, how are you doing? You hear that someone is struggling. You don't even go to meet with them. You don't even go to ask them, how can I help? But then as you hear that that person is dead, you stop everything that you are doing. You take even a leave from work. You put petrol in your car to drive a long distance to go and do what you call pay my last respect. What respect are we paying? When they were alive, we never called them. When they were struggling, we never reached out to them. But simply because they are part of family and we know them, then we are able to stop everything that we are doing and make time to go to a funeral, and we say we are going to pay our last respect. Is that respect? It is a culture that we have indoctrinated ourselves that when we go to a funeral, we are paying respect. And I think it is just trying to appease your conscience, that at least you saw their dead body, so if they go to heaven, they might report you much more better, that at least you showed up. I see Christians specializing on funerals, but they'll never visit a person in the hospital. They'll never come to your house to say, we've come to check on you, how you're doing. But they can buy suits, they can buy a new attire to go and bury somebody who can't see them anymore. I call that misplaced compassion. You're being compassionate over the dead who cannot even receive your gifts, who cannot receive your flowers, who cannot even see the flowers that you're putting on your grave. If I'm dead and you've never bought me a flower and you come on my grave to put a flower, I'll come out of that grave and I'll take those flowers and I'm going to woo you with them. Give me flowers now. Who say the black man does not want flowers? We want them flowers too.
Wow. I will just end with this, that you guys have listened to that guy. Compassion, empathy, sympathy. Those are things that we Ambazonians should have. Because if we don't learn to empathize with people, if we don't learn to have compassion, okay. For the past 7 years, I've seen different characters of Ambazonians. Ones that don't know anything they claim to know. Ones that don't empathize with anything. Ones that don't have compassion for each other. Ones that are just corrupt. I've seen all types of Ambazonians for this past 7 years, that if we use the same mentality that we are having, it will be very, very difficult for us to achieve something. A lot of us don't understand that visionaries, true freedom fighters, true activists, true activism. You don't do activism, you don't be a true freedom somebody up for yourself. You're fighting for the future generation. So if you want to really be a true, you have to have true compassion. Think about the future generation. Because this fight today is not us that will enjoy this new Ambazonia. It's a future generation. America today, those people who fought their wars against the British, they are not yet today, right? But their children's are enjoying America today. Those who fought for America, they were fighting for their future generation. If we put that behind our mind, we won't be fighting with each other. You won't be quarreling with people that maybe you have never met. You have never met somebody. You are quarreling with people. What gain do you have quarreling with people that it has no meaning? Ambazonian, the future. Look at small countries. I always take examples from countries that have been successful. Singapore, South Korea. How many resources do these countries have? But look at South Korea's technology is number one. They do LG, they do Samsung phones. They're the headquarters of two big brands, Kia Motors and Hyundai. So those are countries without resources. Don't forget, they import import, and develop by themselves. Singapore is the richest country now in one of those richest countries, but they don't have resources. Japan don't have even the land that we have. They don't have, but the human resources, the technology, all those things. Japan is the highest producer of cars today. Highest producers of shipbuilding. So those are countries that the landscape, Ambazonia is bigger than all. And some of them, even the population is not even up to 10 million, like Ambazonia. But they use their human resource, they use their people, they use their professionalism and build their country to what it is today. So we can do better. Okay? Let's keep doing the best and let's forge ahead, okay? God bless you and see you in the next episode. And God bless you and stay blessed.